Hello everyone, and welcome to the FX Trader's Edge webinar entitled, Do You Have a Roadmap? My name is Jody Samuels, and on behalf of my team, I'd like to thank you for attending, knowing full well that you have busy schedules, so we would like to make this webinar worth your time for being here. There will be a replay of the webinar, but we encourage you to stay until the end. Today we will cover your Elliott Wave Roadmap services. We will introduce the team, a presentation of the trading room and what you can expect, including some track records that you just may be interested in seeing will be presented. A description of the Elliott Wave counting service and what you can expect, including some trading calls made over the last few months and what you can expect to happen currently. You just may be interested in learning about that as well. After our presentation, we will discuss monthly service fees and an opportunity to sign up. We will be offering a special promotion for the first month if you sign up this week. Finally, we will end with questions and answers, Q&A, so please hold the Q&A until the end, and the team will be here to answer your questions. I'm just going to read the disclaimer. There is a high degree of risk involved in any type of trading. Forward exchange trading is not suitable for all investors. Past results are not indicative of future returns. And the FX Trader's Edge and all affiliate individuals assume no responsibility for your trading and investment results. Please keep in mind that all comments made by FX Trader's Edge instructors should not be construed as investment advice regarding the purchase or sale of foreign exchange. Thank you. Most people appreciate a little guidance in order to reach their goals more efficiently and quickly. That is why people in any line of business take on mentors and coaches. So why should trading be any different? That's where a roadmap comes in handy. Do you have a roadmap to reach your trading destination? Traders love roadmaps. Heck, people love roadmaps. So what is the definition of a roadmap anyway? A detailed plan or explanation to guide you in setting standards or determining a course of action. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or a course of action. But what does the roadmap mean in terms of FX Trader's Edge trading services? We thought, how can we help traders make income? What roadmap can we provide them so that they continue to develop as traders and be guided in a very productive way? There's a lot of education out there for traders, but how can the FX Trader's Edge team really help traders become successful? That is what we asked ourselves, and we know that you will be pleased with what we came up with. We came up with two services to suit two different groups of traders. We have our Not Lost Trading Room for traders with time and inclination for day trading the Euro USD. You might ask, why are we just trading the Euro USD, one currency, when so much is going on in every other market? And the answer is focus. We want you to focus on one market, and the trading room is focused on the Euro USD. And the second service that we are offering is an Elliott Wave counting service for traders with day jobs, swing traders, and traders who take the portfolio approach to trading. The Elliott Wave counting service will touch on currencies, stocks, and commodities for those trading different markets. Traders also love intermarket analysis since the markets are global, and what happens in one country affects what goes on globally. So it is important to understand the market dynamics and what drives the market moves. I'd like to formally introduce the team before we elaborate on the services and hear from the team. I'm going to start with John Thomas. John Thomas is from rural Iowa, retired after 24 years operating and marinating nuclear propulsion plants for the U.S. Navy. His educational background is chemical engineering at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and computer science from Chapman University in Orange, California. He taught information systems at Olympic College, Bremerton. He's a certified neuro-linguistic programmer to assist traders to preclude self-sabotage and assert winning strategies. Mr. Thomas has over 5 years experience trading stocks, options, and forex, but trading forex is his focused passion. Using methods that involve evaluating support, resistance, trend, cycle, and momentum allow growing the accounts at an average of 5% a day and doubling the account each month. Juan Alberto Maldonado is a professional trader and analyst, highly qualified in the Elliott Wave principle. He has an undergraduate degree in finance and foreign trade. Juan has been trading currencies for the past 7 years and currently teaches the Spanish edition of Elliott Wave Mastery. He also writes a daily Euro-USD Elliott Wave article for fxstreet.es and is passionate about training traders of all levels to achieve success and consistency. Juan's live coaching sessions are highly acclaimed by Spanish-speaking audiences, and he is considered one of the best Elliottians in the market. And for any Spanish-speaking students, Juan will be available to translate English into Spanish in the New York session of the Trading Room. Neil Bradford. Based in Leeds, England, Neil is a semi-retired management consultant specializing in marrying business needs to computer-based solutions. He has been trading the forex markets, especially the Euro-USD pair, during the European session for about 4 years, and the New York session, Neil. The biggest leap forward is in his understanding of the market and in making successful trades, were the Elliott Wave and Wavy Tunnel training he went through with Jody Samuels, which included a private traders long weekend session in Dallas. Neil has developed many FX Traders Edge trading tools over the years which support traders in trading the waves. He is currently working with his sons to help them become successful forex traders and regularly trades alongside the FX Traders Edge team, and now he is a part of the FX Traders Edge team. So I'd like you to welcome the team. They're all very talented and contribute a lot to the will contribute a lot to the success of the traders that join our community. I'll tell you a little bit about myself now. I'm the creator of the FX Traders Edge program and the Elliott Wave course, and I'm thrilled to bring you our team of talented traders and analysts. As a professional currency trader with 15 years experience trading with the New York International Investment Bank, I successfully made millions of dollars using the proven theories of Elliott Wave analysis. And I've been on my own for about 10 years since. I currently work with members of my program in private coaching sessions and am passionate about teaching individuals how to trade the markets and use business skills and habits to effectively manage their trading business. And I soon realized that from my private coaching business, new and seasoned traders lacked the education and knowledge of Elliott Wave theory. I'm a firm believer that once traders understand the way waves in the market follow scientific, predictive, and repetitive patterns, they're able to make more profitable trades, waste less time, and make more money instantly. I want to introduce our support team as well. Behind the scenes, we have a support team, and you see 2 pictures up, of bright young minds who are available to assist you once you are a member of our program. Mark, Jen, Yevgenia, and Wendy are all either graduates of or current students at the University of Toronto, studying economics, finance, and/or accounting. They are trading themselves, having been mentored by me over the last few months. They have a lot to offer our community of traders. So I want to formally welcome them as well. Now, the first roadmap service that we would like to introduce is the Not Lost Trading Room. So I'm just going to describe it, and then I'm going to introduce my team to talk a little bit more about it in detail. The Not Lost Trading Room is an acronym for New York Open Traders and London Open Successful Traders. As we mentioned, it's specifically a Euro-USD trading room, and the London session hours are from 2:45 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. The New York session hours are from 7:45 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. Once you sign up for the service, there is a members area in the website. There are registration links for the trading room sessions. And we will also be providing Elliott wave count updates on the Euro-USD. We are also planning to institute some monthly trading contests, so you can be part of the effort to double your account in a month. I hope you find that exciting. The first member of our team whom I would like to introduce is Neil Bradford, who will talk about some of the training initiatives of the Not Lost Trading Room. Neil?
Thank you, Jody. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, good. I was going to say good evening, but I appreciate that there are people present who may be from different time zones. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is. I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the room. We, as a team of presenters, have, in our trading experience over many years, managed to distill out of everything that's available key areas where traders can make the difference. What we're about to show you during these sessions will help to give you the edge. It's quite simple. We accept the nature of the market, how the market moves, and we look for high probability trades. If those trades are managed well, they will turn a profit. What we are not doing is offering a guaranteed system that's always right and there's no risk. What we are offering is a tried and tested approach that produces positive results. Each of the topics we cover will help you become thinking, independent, successful traders able to trade on your own. We've endeavoured to keep things simple and focus on what matters, which is to be a successful trader. And we'll show you by example the relevance of each topic covered and how it helps to make successful trades. Therefore, you'll be able to see through observation exactly when we take trades, where our stops are, and when we exit. We will also explain the reasons why those decisions are made. So very roughly, the areas that we're going to cover in the coming weeks and months, and this is not necessarily a comprehensive list and not necessarily in any particular order, are the attitude of mind, which covers being in the zone, being in the right frame of mind to trade successfully, but not being distracted, to be able to understand the difference between your opinion and observation of what you see in front of you, and helping you to overcome the emotion of trading and simply trading on the technical facts that you see before you. Money management will be covered. Trade management will be covered. Risk-reward ratios, success ratios, taking partial profits to guarantee a positive trade or a minimal loss, moving stops to lock in profits, using profit limits. When is it appropriate to use a profit limit and when not? And when it is appropriate to make an add-on trade. We'll be looking for potential trade setups using indicators we know as semaphores, zigzags, divergence, and then one or two others. It's not a long list, but there are one or two others besides that. Once we've spotted a potential trade setup, we'll then demonstrate what the trade entries are, the signals to actually make the trade and the signals that tell us when to exit. We'll cover how to establish the potential of a trade. How far is the market likely to move? We will use different support and resistance levels involving Fibonacci retraces, Fibonacci expansions, pivots, pitchfork analysis, and moving averages, to name a few. We will use the Elliott wave theory, counting the waves, explaining the rules, and identifying the waves as we go along. We will cover some candlestick and chart patterns, those that we have established are relevant to our style of trading. But we will not spend time covering every candlestick pattern in the universe and every chart pattern in the universe. We will teach you how to understand the indicators we use, the SMI, the Oscar, a thing we call the bungee, and the MACD or the awesome oscillator, and certain moving averages. We do have available some traders' tools, and we will show you how to use these. Some of us are visual traders and like to see squiggly lines and patterns. Others of us are numbers people and we like to see numbers and values. And we have tools to cover both those types of traders. We'll be looking at what to do at different news events, how we prepare for the news events, and how we look for confluence between the news events and the signals that our indicators are telling us about. All of those areas, it sounds a lot, will be covered over the coming weeks and months, and all of them are relevant to our trading system. And we hope that you, as we, will become free-thinking, independent, successful traders in the fullness of time. And that's about all I have to say. I'll hand you back to Jodie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil. That was excellent. So glad to have you as part of the team. Now, I would like to introduce you to really our master trader of the team, Mr. John Thomas. And let's hear from John now as he tells you a little bit about his approach.
Hello traders, yes, I'm John Thomas. I've been trading for about 5 years here, as you notice. I've learned a lot of lessons over the course of those 5 years, and I've had a lot of help and support, and tell you that most of the effort is from the people we partner with, as we're looking to partner with you also. I would like for you to know that there is an opportunity in the trading to profit on a daily basis. That even if you did a cursory review, if you went back the last 8 years and looked over some typical simple indicators and looked at the amount of distance between market moves, if you looked at it like this upper left-hand corner here, you can see on the euro dollar, we used a system that was put together, zigzag pointers that was put together back in 2005 by a Russian fellow, and he made his source code available to us for the MetaTrader 4 platform. What you'd observe there is that we would find about 8, if we looked at the 5-minute bar, we typically find about 8 bars between the time that it reaches a high and then it turns around and reaches a low. And in those 8 bars, we would find that there's about 18 pips. Now, this does this all day long, back and forth, as you know. as you notice if you've spent any time looking at these charts. On the 15-minute bar, if you happen to be monitoring the 15-minute bar, you can notice you're picking up about 43 pips about every 7 bars. Now, it doesn't mean it runs 7 bars exactly and turns around and runs, but if you average it out over the last few years, you'd see you're looking about 43 pips between the time it reaches a pivot, turns around and runs back the other way. Now on the 30-minute bar, there you have about 18 bars on the average between pivots. And there again, it moves up and comes back down and moves up a little bit higher and comes back down and moves up even higher, and when it gets done and finally reaches a place where it's at resistance or has come down to support, you're going to find there's an average about 85 pips in there. And again, that's about every 9 hours, about every 18 bars or so. Well, what if, here we looked at this for the hour bar, how it behaves, pretty much runs the distance each day and then runs back a ways. The daily bar has the same posture. It'll run out a certain direction and come back a certain direction. If you went back and you look at, if you did a cursory review, if you sat down and you ran used one of the MetaTrader 4's indicators, an average true range, and looked at, say, the daily bar over the last 100 days, you're going to find that on the daily basis it tends to move about 1% of its value. Now if you look at it doesn't matter if you just look at euro dollar. Most currencies do. This is just one of the peculiar things about currencies. As one trader had taught me early on, the nature of currencies is to come back to a stable range, to maintain a stable range, so it doesn't tend to move all that viciously too far. If it does, then you have hyperinflation, other stuff which we won't get into the weeds about, but the fact is that we do find that there is enough movement in the market each day for us to make a profit. There's enough liquidity in the market around the London Open that we can do very well, since the London market is the king of markets when it comes to currency. As you sit down and look at this ATR there, you can find the price moves about 2% each week and about 3% each month, and you get a few good strong moves each year, but overall they're probably moving in one direction. You pretty much come kind of sideways there. As you know, markets tend to range about 80% of the time. These retracements happen quite often enough that if you sit down and look at the last 8 years, you find that, well, for each week the market tends to retrace from the previous week. Well, if you'd find about 8% of those weeks it did very little. But about 92% of the time you got at least 26.8%. And even better than half, you came 61% retrace in the weeks. So there's a high probability that you are going to get a movement in the market here. Now, I've marked up a chart here, and I know it looks like cherry picking here, but when we come in and look at these this chart here, you can see that what Neil and I have done is we've sat down and figured out what we want to occupy the real estate on our charts to give us the most information with the least clutter. We don't want a lot of things in our way, and we've selected a certain indicators that will give you the indicators, we'll show you how to use them, and then we're going to, rather than just send you a book and charge you some money for it, we're going to partner with you here, and we're going to go through these trades day by day, and use this information and able to build this account. What we plan on doing is you can grow this account at 5% per day. Just with these trades, like what you noticed on that last one, you call that a 15-minute bar. You have a 15-minute bar, you get 43 pips every 7 bars in less than 2 hours time. If you get 50 pips a day, you can pull out of this market a 5% increase every 3 weeks. Well, in a month you may not get 50 pips each day, but for a month you've usually got about 5 or 6 days bonus. And growing that account at 5% per day and a little slippage, And sure enough, you're going to find that you're going to be about double the account every day. Now, say like if you had something like a $500 account and you were to say 5% of that is $25. If you got 5% that day, it'd be $525. Well, roll that out 3 weeks at 5% per day. On the 15th day, you'd be running with about $981 in the bank there, and you'd get your 5% at 49, risking no more than 2%, and you would end up that with about 1,030, which is more than doubling your account within 3 weeks' time. If you took that same algorithm and were to go out with the same process, I'm going to risk 2%. I'm going to go into the market and I'm going to observe the market and take 5% today, no more. And I get my 5%, and I've made the target for the day, and I'm done. Usually takes about 2 to 3 hours. That's from experience here. What happens after about 3 months' time? About 60 days, you're up to about $500 a day income. You roll that on out to another 3 months, and you can see that it gets pretty fantastic. It's doable, and you can do it. But if I was to give you $10,000 a day and say double in a month, a lot of people kind of balk at that and say no. But the thing is our friend Curtis Cooper showed us, it's like cooking frogs. You got to be able to raise the temperature a little bit at a time. You don't want to scare yourself out. You've got to learn and grow with confidence, and using this set of indicators and this process, you can be able to surgically pinpoint the starts of impulse waves, where they end. You'll know where to get in and where to get out, and you'll be able to make your goals each day. That's what I'll leave you with, and I guess the idea is that it's very possible. And so I wish you well and teaming and joining with us and making this happen in your accounts. Thank you, Jody. I'll pass this back to you.
Thank you, John. I would now like to present you with 2 track records, one from John Thomas from the last month and the second one from one of his students. Now, as you just heard, John insists that traders can double their accounts every month with guidance, with mentoring, since he has done that many times himself. So when the team, the FX Traders Edge team, set up the trading room about 2 months ago, we put John to the test to start trading to double the account. And so on June 26th, John took his first trade in this account and his last trade on July 20th, about 3 weeks later. So in less than a month, as you will see, John almost doubled his account. Now let's have a look. This is the last trading day. This is a list of trading transactions, closed transactions. July 20th was the last trading day, and you can see that he's up to, you can see his trade size, and you can see his profit size and his losses. Now just notice that his profits are much larger than the size of his losses. That's one thing to notice. And that's because what I've noticed about John is that he knows how to maximize his profits when there is a high probability trade setup. How many of you buy and sell and take your biggest positions when it's not the best setup and take your smaller positions when it is the best setup, and you should be loading up or taking your maximum position size with minimum risk at that time so that you can afford to add on to your position as it's going your way? I think you know what I'm talking about. Well, John has mastered this. He takes the position when he is most confident that it's going to go his way. He's just a remarkable trader. Now I'm going to show you the next slide, which shows the start date, June 26th. You can see that at the bottom here. And the account started with $10,000, and the profit made on this account inside of 3 weeks is $11,452. Less the brokerage commission is $9,390, or 89.79. That's a remarkable return. Is that close enough to doubling an account? So we put John to the test, and he passed it with flying colors. Now I'm going to show you the equity curve. This is the equity curve. Start date, June 26, 2012, $10,000. End date, July 20th, so just a few weeks ago, with $19,390. And look at how smooth this equity curve is. When you see an equity curve moving up and to the right like that, that's the type of equity curve that you want to see. You don't want to see one with up one day, down the next day with a tremendous amount of drawdowns. It needs to be paced, and John did a beautiful job here when we put him to the test. And this is not the first time that he's done that. Now I want to show you an equity curve of one of John's students whom he mentored. And this might be even more significant for you to see. So this student, we've blacked out the name, so he remains anonymous, started with a balance of $10,000. That's the initial deposit on February 17, 2012. Now, we've shown the track record until the last week, just so you can see how he did during the 5.5 months which followed. Now, if you look at this the first trades from February 17th on, actually, yes, February 20th was his first trade. You see that he has very, very steady profits, and he has one loss. That's in the first month. But then I presume he got a bit cocky. It's possible, because if we look down a bit, we see that there are some losses that are bigger than the profits. The losses are larger than the gains. And we know that we need to keep our losses small and our profits larger. So I suspect that there was a little bit of cockiness going on here. Don't know for sure. But if we move to the next, the last trading sheet, this is from July until August 3rd, and that was the last day of this trading record. We see that this trader has certainly evolved as a trader, and I'm going to show you the equity curve to show you the input that John provided to get this trader to trade differently. But look at the column with the wins and losses. Notice how the wins become larger and the losses become smaller, which is the right way you want to go. So ending the almost 6-month period with $38,485 in profits on a $10,000 account. This is remarkable. How many of you in the room would like to see your account grow like that in a 6-month period? So now I'm going to show you the equity curve. This is a really beautiful equity curve. But notice that for the first 300 trades, the equity curve is flat. And that was when John stepped in and helped the trader turn things around. Whatever he was doing, he was making profits and giving back, making profits and giving back. How many of you have experienced that? Making profits and giving back. I'm sure many of you, if you've been trading for a while, and if you're here, you will have experienced that. So look what happens during the 5.5-month period starting on this date, and I'm not sure when that day was. It was probably a couple months later that this trader started to become profitable. It's just remarkable. So that on February 20th, when he started with $10,000, he ended on August 3rd with $53,516. Less the broker fees of $5,022 yields a net profit of $48,485. So this is just one example of a trader who was mentored by John, who absolutely turned himself around and is just so very grateful today. And we're going to do a lot of fun things in the trading room. Well, we're going to have some trading competitions so that you can compete against yourselves to grow your account. And trust me when I say that you're not going to be able to grow your account unless you really take this seriously as a business and follow your trade plan, which we're not going to get into right now. But I hope that you can, I hope that you love what you see here, because it is truly remarkable. I have been trading for a very, very long time, and I'm just so thankful to have met John, because he really, oh gosh, he just puts everything to the test. He just knows how to succeed, and certainly knows how to succeed as a trader, let alone with, mostly everything else that he does as well. So that's the service, that's the trading room, the Not Lost Trading Room. Do you like that? Not Lost Trading Room? Do you have a roadmap? Join the Not Lost Trading Room. I think it's so cute, because you don't want to get lost. You want to be a part of the Not Lost Trading Room. And we want to help you not get lost in your trading journey and provide you this roadmap and give you the opportunity to work with truly a master trader and have all of us support you in your trading journey. So now what I'd like to talk about is our second fabulous service called our counting service, the Elliott Wave Counting Service. This is a great service, and I just want to say that Juan Maldonado is our master Elliott Wave analyst, who is providing these wave counts. The markets analyzed will be the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the Aussie USD, the Euro Yen, the S&P, and gold. We've already talked about the necessity to look at the markets globally because they all follow one another. We're going to learn the correlations and see how, for example, by watching gold, you might be able to see what will happen in the Aussie US dollar. So you will learn how the fundamentals affect all these currency movements. And if you're not a day trader, or if you have a day job, then this service is for you. So we will be analyzing the weekly on down to the 15-minute. This analysis will be produced twice daily, once prior to the Asia-London market and second prior to the New York market open. In the members area in the website, you will be able to download the Elliott Wave counts on the above markets. We will also be providing commentary as needed and video analysis from time to time. So this is truly a great service. Now, you're already familiar with our master Elliott Wave analyst, Juan, if you downloaded the counts for the Euro USD last week. But to highlight some of the extraordinary calls that Juan has made on the Euro USD, I will show you a few trades, a few calls that he has made. On June 5th, Juan posted a target of 126.28 for this wave C of wave 4. Okay, so the market bottomed. We traded up in an A, down in a B, and Juan targeted 126.28 when the market was two big figures or 200 pips lower. And this was actually in the trading room, and he also posted this on FX Street, where he writes. And look and see what happened. Well, the target was met a few days later for a 200 pip move. Now let's look at the next call. The next call was made on June 14th. Hang on a second. Is this right? Okay. On June 14th, which was where this red vertical line is right here, using Elliott wave projection targets, one pinpointed the end of black wave 3 at 120.93. We were up at 127 at the time. So imagine calling 120.93 when we were on June 14th when we were at 127 or 126 something. Well, the actual low, as you know, was 120.52 for a 500 pip move. How cool is that? Wouldn't you like to have received this wave count on a daily basis in order to be able to capture this kind of move? Okay? I'm going to show you one more trade. When we finally did bottom out at 120.52, on July 24th, we called for a bottom on the Euro-USD for a move up to 25.60 for target number 1. So this is a daily, a chart of the daily candles, and we can see the nice engulfing pattern here, which ended the black wave 3 and several wave 5s prior to that. We were waiting for all 3 wave 5s to complete, and one spelled it out on a daily basis every single morning in the FX Trader's Edge trading room with just John, Neal, Juan, and myself, reminding us that we were soon finishing the end of a major move down, which is quite remarkable. And look what happened since. So on July 24th, the targets specified were 38.2% retracement at 125.60, which we haven't reached yet, so we're still moving in that direction, and a 50% retracement at 127.19, which is quite possible that we are going to see. Because 127.19 also happens to be the same price level as the previous wave 4. And one of the Elliott wave guidelines is that when the market starts retracing, we retrace to the wave 4 of the lesser degree. And so from 120.52, we are already up more than 400, well, about 400 pips, which is quite amazing. This is just an example of what you're going to get from the Elliott wave counting service. Now, what I would like to do is to show you the services and show you what we're offering you. Okay? And then we're going to take Q&A, questions and answers. So first I want to show you, you can go to the website tradingroom-elliottwave.com to see these offers. That's where you sign up. What we're offering is, if you sign up for the trading room, it's going to be $149 a month. Well, you already saw that you can, you can cover that expense. The Elliott wave counting service is also $149 per month. But we're going to give 50% off for the first month as a trial so you can try it out. So the trading room is $75 and the counting service is $75. Now, if you pay for a full year in advance, we're going to give you some bonuses. And this $1,714 includes the first month at $75 and the next 11 months at $149. But what we're going to give you, if you haven't done it yet, we're going to give you the Elliott Wave series in English or Spanish as part of this promotion, and 2 free months of service, which would bring you up to 14 months, and 2 hours of coaching, 2 private sessions of coaching. So this 14-month package, the value is $2,712, but the price is $1,714. if you would like to take advantage of some of these bonuses. And you can sign up directly on the website. Now, some of you are probably asking, well, what if we want both services because they both sound so good? And we have an offer for that as well. If you sign up for both the trading room and the Elliott Wave counting service, so let's say you day trade the euro and you have one account for day trading the euro USD and you have a second account for taking swing positions in the S&P or gold or the Aussie or some of the other currencies, you might want to get both services. And for that, we're charging $249 a month. Okay, so instead of $149, it's $249 per month. And again, 50% off for the first month, so you can try both for $125. So instead of the $150, you can try both for $125. Now, on the website, I just want to point out that the services will automatically be renewed on a recurring basis unless you cancel them through PayPal. So you are able to cancel these services. And if there is a problem, please email me, jody@fxtradersedge.com. Now, we are offering a promotion where if you pay for a full year in advance, 12 months for these both services, it's $2,864. That means you're committing. We're giving you 2 extra months. You're committing for 14 months. You're really making a strong commitment that says, I want to learn how to trade, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And we're offering you the Elliott Wave series in English or Spanish, the Wavy Tunnel training in English or Spanish, and the 2 free months of service and 2 hours of coaching. In fact, I'm going to make that 4 hours of coaching. Okay, I'm going to make it 4 hours of coaching if you buy both. Now, that's a 14-month package. If you commit to this service, if you commit to your trading, then I would strongly suggest that you sign up for the full year. If you find that it's too much of a stretch right now, month to month is absolutely fine. And because this is what I would like to say, if anybody has a real problem, please contact me, individually if you have a real problem with money. Okay, so contact me individually, jody@fxtradersedge.com. In fact, if you have trouble signing up, please contact me. If you have any additional questions, please send an email. We're here for you to answer your questions. So I'm just going to show you the website, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. I'm just wondering, I would like my team to let me know if you can actually see this. Can you see the website?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Thank you. Great. So this is the website. It's tradingroom-elliottwave.com. FX Traders Edge monthly trading services. And so on top, you can see you can sign up. You can subscribe for just the Not Lost Trading Room, $75 for the first month, and then it automatically renews at $149, or just the Wave counting service, okay, $75 for this first month, or $149 recurring, or both services at $249 per month. And that would be $125 for the first month. Now, if you sign up for both services and you decide, that's great, I want to, go back to just one service, that's fine too. So the promotion is first month 50% off for each service, or 50% of the special price for both services, and a recurring monthly payment after that. Now, here are the 12-month packages with bonuses. Okay, package number 1 which is 12 months access to either the Elliott Wave Counting Service or the Not Lost Trading Room with your bonuses. And package number 2. So you click on the Buy Now button and it will take you to PayPal. You do not need to have a PayPal account. You can sign in as, I don't believe you need the PayPal account to buy this. Now, what's the refund policy? You can cancel the monthly subscription at any time, and it will be effective until the end of the billing period. And refunds for the 12-month packages will be done on an individual basis. So contact me at jody@fxtradersedge.com if for some reason you decide it's just not for you. So now I'd like to thank you on behalf of the FX Traders Edge service team. I'd like to thank you for attending and now open up the room for questions. And we look forward to working with you. We honestly do. We're very, very excited to be offering you these services. So please type your questions and we can answer your questions. Are there any questions? I actually think I'm going to, just stop the recording here and then take questions. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you again for attending. And now I see some questions. Okay.
Everybody, so I'm going to translate the questions in Spanish.
Okay.
So you read the question and I answer.
Yes, I'm going to read the question and answer it in English first, and then you can answer it in Spanish.
Okay.
Can
great.
we trial it and then take the bonus? So Jeff is asking, can we then take the 12-month bonus, which is really 14 months? And the answer is yes, as long as you, yes, you can trial it and then upgrade to the bonus. Not a problem. Within the first month. Go ahead, Juan.
Listo. Entonces la pregunta es que si después de utilizar el servicio de prueba, el trial, se puede acceder al bonus. Y la respuesta es sí. Si usted desea, puede tener el servicio de prueba del 50% de descuento y luego, si está satisfecho con nuestro servicio, puede acceder a esta oferta especial, ya el paquete completo de 12 meses. Go ahead, Jody.
Okay, then there's a question, what is the cost if we only join the UK session? And then someone is asking, well, let me answer that question first. The cost is the same because we're going to be providing you will be able to make some good money during the UK session. And we will be providing you with support, the Elliott Wave counts in addition to that. And so the cost is the same. So go ahead, Juan.
Listo, entonces nos preguntan que si uno atiende solamente una sesión, ya sea la sesión de la mañana o la sesión europea, que si va a costar lo mismo el servicio. Y la respuesta es que sí. Si usted, por ejemplo, atiende solamente a la sesión europea, la sesión de la madrugada, para nosotros entonces va a ganar igual mucho dinero y entonces el servicio sigue costando exactamente lo mismo. Go ahead, George.
Okay, the next question is, in the trading room, I will probably only trade the New York session. How will that affect my results? John, would you like to answer that briefly, please?
I got to tell you that the market during the New York session is absolutely wonderful. You get both the benefit of both New York and London online at the same time. Most of the some of the best, one of the most astounding events I ever had was helping a trader here. Well, this fellow sailor, they had a situation where the wife couldn't work outside the home, and was able to sit down and show her how to go into the market and extract 20 pips each day. And 20 pips each day in the New York session is just a remarkable, easy thing to do. If using a good trading plan, a good trading plan is key. A trading plan then you're ready, mentally ready to know what you're looking for, and know what to do when you get it. And what she was able to do was figure out how to get 20 pips from the market each day during the New York session after the general news at 8:30. There's usually a lot of news at 8:30 every morning out of New York or Washington, and that tends to put the market into an array. She was able to go in and take 20 pips each day. Now, she started with an account of this was back in the days when it was really wild, and you could get like 100, 200% leverage, so you didn't have a lot of the leverage constraints. And she was able to go in, and she started, after she demonstrated reliability, she could go in and she could take, she made a dime a pip each day, a dime a pip on 20 pips the first week. She did that for 5 days, and by the end of the week she had grown her account by $10. The next week we had her double that, and that next week she was making 20 cents a pip on each pip, 20 pips a day, for a massive $20 by the end of the week. The next week we had her do the same thing, double the position size, and she used the same process. She went to 40 cents a pip, and by the end of the week she doubled that again. She made $40, and we had her do that. We had her do that every week. After about 12 weeks time of doubling this every week, she had a very healthy income. She didn't have to be outside the home. The son had a MS disease, MS, and she could not afford on an E3's pay to work outside of the home, and that allowed her the ability to be able to make money during the New York session and be able to stay at home and take care of her kids. So consequently, if, the New York session is available to you if you've got a good process of making pips and you've got a mind to be able to pay attention and do what you need to do, both training and discipline, you're going to do well. And that's pretty much as it is in most anything, but in the New York session, it will work very well for you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, Jody.
Hey, Juan, I guess you can leave out the story.
I can give just a short summary. So, okay, entonces la pregunta es que si alguien solamente puede transar en la sesión de Nueva York, si eso es bueno o es necesario estar en la sesión europea. Entonces la respuesta de John, él estaba contándonos una historia de la esposa de un marinero allá en Estados Unidos que estaba enferma y pues necesitaba aportar dinero a la casa. Entonces él le creó un sistema y le colaboró logrando 20 pips cada día, pero comenzaron ganando muy poco por pip. Entonces la primera semana fueron poquitos dólares y llegó a unos $40 por semana y fue creciendo el riesgo hasta que en la semana número 12 ya tuvo un ingreso adecuado para su familia. Entonces transando solamente en la sesión de Nueva York. Entonces es posible, muchas personas lo hacen, y si ustedes no tienen el tiempo para transar en la sesión europea, está bien, van a ganar mucho dinero en la sesión de Nueva York, también el mercado se mueve y hay muchísimas oportunidades, igual solamente vamos a ir por unos 20, 30 pips al día, así que la sesión no los puede dar. Go ahead, Jody.
Thank you, Juan. Okay, the next comment question. Thank you for a great presentation. When will this program begin, i.e. the trading room? Wow, did I forget to mention that it's starting this evening for the London Open? What an important fact that I left out. It's starting this evening, Tuesday, at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to get in on the first session, it's really important to sign up now before the session. You don't want to miss anything. Juan?
Listo, entonces la pregunta es que ¿cuándo comienza el servicio? El servicio, olvidamos decirlo durante la presentación, pero comenzamos pues mañana en la madrugada. para nosotros los que estamos aquí en América, y comenzamos con la sesión europea y luego viene la sesión de Nueva York. Go ahead, Yori.
Okay, there's a question here that I don't quite understand. Is that Elliott wave count, is that an MT4 software or an indicator from FX Trader's Edge? So I'm going to answer it as I'm reading this. The wave counting PDF that we're going to be provide you, the wave counting analysis that I showed you in the presentation and that Juan is preparing is going to be downloadable as a PDF. So you can actually have it in front of you and see what the wave counts are. The counts are actually generated on a software called Motive Wave software. And if you would like to download that software and demo it for 2 weeks, then you can hit download it at bit.ly, so bit.ly, bit.ly/capital FXTE in caps, FXTE in caps, and then charts in small. So I'll type that in while Juan is translating that.
Listo. Entonces, la pregunta es que si nuestros conteos los estamos haciendo con MetaTrader o estamos utilizando algún software especial para la elaboración de ellos. La respuesta es que sí, estamos utilizando el Motive Wave, pero ustedes van a recibir un PDF diario con todos los conteos y si desean pueden aplicarlos a su MetaTrader, pueden pasarlos manualmente. O también pueden utilizar el Motive Wave. El Motive Wave es un buen asistente para contar las ondas y pueden probarlo en la dirección que vamos a pegarles aquí en el chat, o que es b larga y latina t.ly/fxte charts. Entonces pueden probarlo por 2 semanas en esa dirección. Ya les vamos a pegar en el chat la dirección para que lo prueben. Go ahead, Jory.
You know, I'm not able to type in the answer here. Maybe you can post it for me, Juan, if you can figure it out. I'll ask the next question. bit.ly/FXTE charts. Okay. Could you restate the trading room hours? Sure. 2:45 a.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern. That's the London session, and then 7:45 a.m. to 10 o'clock Eastern, that's the New York session. Juan?
Listo, entonces la pregunta es que si podemos repetir el horario del Trading Room. El Trading Room comienza para la sesión europea a las 2:45 a.m. y termina a las 5 a.m. hora del este de Estados Unidos, es la misma hora de Nueva York. Y la sesión de Nueva York comienza a las 7:45 a.m. y termina a las 10 de la mañana, hora del este de Estados Unidos. Go ahead, Jory.
Next question. How will the trading room work in terms of moderators, who, etc.? Also, what time frames for trading? So John and Neil, John is going to be running the trading room with Neil in the London session by themselves and in the New York session, but Juan and I will be present to support John in his efforts and to provide the wave counts to you for the Euro USD. And the time frame traded is the smaller time frames, the 5-minute and the 15-minute. Go ahead, Juan.
Listo, entonces la pregunta es acerca de quiénes van a estar al mando de nuestro Trading Room. En la sesión europea vamos a tener a John Thomas y a Neil dirigiendo la sesión de Europa, y luego nos unimos en Jody y yo para colaborar en esta sesión. También nos preguntan en la sesión de Nueva York. También nos preguntan acerca de los time frames que vamos a operar. Vamos a operar time frames de 5 y 15 minutos en nuestro Trading Room porque son sesiones de scalping. Vamos por pocos pips, igual que el riesgo es muy bajo. Go ahead, Jody.
Okay, so the next question is, do we have to use a certain broker? Do we have to use a certain charting service? Well, as you see, John uses the MT4 platform, and so you can certainly use an MT4 platform with any broker, but we are trying to establish a relationship with a broker so that we can set up some interesting services and support, such as the trading competition. But more on that once we set up the trading room and you subscribe. Go ahead, Juan.
Listo. Entonces la pregunta es que si vamos a necesitar un broker específico para poder realizar los trades del trading room, y la respuesta es no. Usted puede utilizar cualquier broker, cualquier plataforma, simplemente va a tomar los trades. Estamos buscando una relación con un broker para ofrecerles más servicios para quienes estén interesados. Eso está en este momento en negociación. También vamos a ofrecerles un concurso de trading muy especial. Entonces esa parte todavía no la tenemos lista, pero en principio usted puede transar con cualquiera de los brokers del mercado. Go ahead, Jody.
Is there a set date when the course will start? So the course is, if you're talking about the Elliott Wave course, if you sign up for a year, then you will get the course, the Elliott Wave series, and that's standalone modules, so it doesn't start at any particular time. Wave Tunnel is also standalone.
Listo. Entonces la pregunta es si en el bonus que estamos ofreciendo hoy, que incluye el curso de Elliott Wave, si tiene una fecha específica para comenzar. Y la respuesta es no, porque el curso está en video, ya sea en inglés o en español. Tenemos en los dos idiomas, entonces no tenemos una fecha específica. Usted lo puede ver cuando usted desee, y vamos a agregar unas sesiones de coaching para que todo quede más claro. Go ahead, Jody.
So the next question is, what is the monthly target of PIPs? And do we also manage client accounts for fees? So we do not manage client accounts for fees. And the monthly target of PIPs, so John spoke about 5% a day. John, how many pips is that?
5% a day on at a 2% risk, you're going to be looking somewhere around 50 pips a day. Now, what'll happen is as we trade in this session, there are times when you're going to see setups that are going to turn and run. You know, maybe one. You know, give a typical situation. One will alert us to the wave count, tell us what we're really working in. Maybe we're working out we might find ourselves, just hypothetical, we might find ourselves working in a wave, in a impulsive wave that's going to reverse. It's an impulsive wave inside a corrective wave, and that corrective wave is going to come to an end. You know, Jody and Juan will alert us to this with the wave counts, so we know that when we reach this particular target, this market's going to take off. We'll know that, and you know, here we'll find ourselves in the typical array is that, to answer your question, is you're going to need, you're probably going to take about 50 pips a day at a 2% risk to get your 5% per day, to fill your shopping cart. It's like you go into the grocery store, you got a list, you're going to go after the items that you need. You're probably not going to, you may not pull, you know, everything you need with one trade. You may find that you take one trade and the market will retrace, and you'll take another, and then you'll take another trade. And then what will happen is Jody and Juan will alert us to a particular move that's going to happen. And so we'll put on a position with a, you know, manage our risk thus, and you know, we'll have a target for the end of that wave. Juan showed you earlier day in a chart where it shows the euro dollar. We're working our way through what appears to be a wave 4, and that when this wave 4 completes, we're likely to take off to the upside and run up to about 21.2500. So knowing that, what you're probably, if you're trading here this afternoon, this evening, when you see a reason to believe that the market has reversed and is now heading back towards, say, the 2500 region, you may want to take a position based on that with your risk. And the result right now for that is about 100 pips. Well, with the constructs, the definitions, and we sit down and we monitor, we set up and frame this trade in our minds. We know what to expect. We know we get a stop, we get an anticipated entry point, and we know what our risk is. We'll have a target. We won't enter a trade without a target and without a risk, knowing where support is and know where the resistance is. That's just the way that we've got to do it. To answer your question, we need to make a 5% per day. We're going to need about 50 pips per day on a 2% risk, and we can reasonably get that 50 pips a day. We know the market to move within we know the market to have a dynamics of ebb and flow, if you will, to move about 8 or 9 bars in one direction and then move 8 or 9 bars back the other direction. And when we look at that on the 5-minute bar, that tends to work out to be about, average about 20 pips over the last few years. When we look at it on the 15-minute bar, we see that it averages out to be about 45 pips over the last few years. When we look at it on the 30-minute bar, we're seeing about almost 90 pips, about 85. Looking at it on the daily, well, it turns out that it's actually gotten better as the markets have become more liquid over the last few years. We're up to about 120 pips a day for the euro, and that's of course our focus. If you care at some juncture to talk with me about what's happened in these other markets, there are markets that are far more rapid move. They get some incredible velocity with also. But the reason why we'll stick to the euro is because, as we said, it tends not to move all that fast, and for traders that are new to the game, it won't go really fast and hard against them very often. Only during news events. What type of trading we're doing, we got to keep an eye on those things like news and stuff. We'll alert you to where you can find these news events, so we can help you look at some free software that allows you to put upcoming news events on your chart if that's something you want to do. There's just a ton of free software out there that we can help, we know about and we can help you with if that's your choice. But back to your question, you're going to need about 50 pips a day to get 5% on 2% risk.
Okay.
Sorry about being so verbose. That seems to be my middle name.
That's fine, John. Thank you. I want to wrap this up because it's 6 o'clock, so I just want to answer a few more questions quickly, and then we're going to wrap it up. The Elliott Wave counting service starts today as well. Yes, so both services start today. And if you have any specific issues, please email me privately. Some of you have some specific issues. Please email me privately at jody@fxtradersedge.com. The website for signing up is tradingroom-elliottwave.com. Some of you asked that. And as of now, we are not taping the trading rooms, but we do hope to provide a bit of a summary afterwards. And I think that's about it. Let me just say that if you have any questions that have still not been answered, please send me an email and I will try to answer them. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is really something very exciting. I've got to say that John is all about he doesn't need to be here. Okay, he makes a lot of money trading, but he's a selfless individual, and as are everybody in this room. Everybody feels the same way, that we want to give back, that we want to help other traders. Honestly, none of us need to be here. But we love the business so passionately that what else could we ever think of doing? Trading is a lonely game. I always found it lonely when trading by myself, which I did for many years. And so it's really the community that makes it so worthwhile. And so again, I just want to tell you that no, we don't have to offer this, we don't have to do this. But we truly enjoy and are passionate about what we do, and so we want to include you in it as well. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you in the rooms or receiving our wave counting service.